Okay, so uh, Roman Reigns has been on top of WWE since he came back um, and magically got the title. Now, it's not the fact that he magically got the title after not earning it at all. That's a heel thing to do. It's lazy, whatever. It's the fact that Roman Reigns has continually made it seem as if the company is hugely behind him when it shouldn't be that way. What I mean is, it's the same thing as Charlotte Flair, or any other the top big names, or the other one or the two. When he came back, he didn't earn the opportunity. He just magically got it. Heel thing, I understand that, no problem. The problem with the current version of Trouble Chief is not his music. His music can be boring or whatever because that's what it's supposed to be, boring. The problem is not his promos. His promos are fine. It's the same thing every time. They acknowledge me, yada yada. It's fine, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. There's two fundamental problems with the current version of Roman Reigns. The first one is his lack of a real super villain slash arch nemesis. That's the main problem. And he doesn't need one immediately. But currently, since he came back, he's had three feuds against the last person that had the belt, the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, whatever. His own cousin, which she obviously pushed to elevate. And three, the it was KO for the last 3, 4, 5 million months, all in a row. All those people like in a row, in a row, in a row. Nothing in between. On SmackDown, there's currently no top babyface to challenge him. They could have made someone like that one, but they don't. And WWE, here's the other problem fundamentally, and it goes with WWE will never strip him of the championship, period, until there is a suitable babyface replacement. And a good babyface in WWE is extremely difficult to find. Extremely difficult. I mean, like, you can't tell me three really good ones within 5 seconds. You can't. In the past 10 years, you can't do that. Not on main roster anyway. NXT is a different story because they know to do this shit over there. But you can't do that. You can't tell me a worthy babyface replacement for Reigns at the top there. It'll stay at the top. They're obviously grooming Big E for that spot, which, like, I had a feeling they were going to do that. And Big E has all the. He has a Drew-like aura about him, like in your face, kind of smiley as well, yet strong. Yeah, Biggie has the stuff. He has the stuff to be a top guy, but he's not made yet. It's clear they are making him. They've made very good challengers for Big E. And made his wins mean more because the people going into the match are highly motivated by one Paul E, and Paul E gives the rub and yada yada, all that stuff there. So Paul E rubs them, and then they try to beat him, and then Big E beats them. So Big E's getting the rub by beating strong contenders. Now the issue with Roman and the KO fights. The problem is not the match themselves. The problem is that KO looks really good in all those matches. Let's just agree there. KO looks great in all those matches. Taking, of course, the golf cart bump there, the bump up the scaffold, and the TV Tron area there. KO's taken a lot of risks, and if you look at what Roman is doing there, he's not really taking a lot of like damage or whatever. He's selling stuff, but not really looking very good taking the damage. That's not the biggest part, because KO's supposed to look really good, but the problem is most fans, I mean, like, if you're above 5 years old, you know that Roman can't lose because they won't allow him to lose. Even though KO kicks his ass all through the entire match and makes Roman look really weak, really stupid, they won't let him lose no matter what. Whether it be having Jey Uso come up with handcuffs or just handcuffs in general, something will stop KO from getting that belt, no matter what. If it wasn't handcuffs, it would have been tape. If it wasn't tape, it would have been some sort of mounted chairs or whatever. It would have been something, anything. It's like something. Someone creative is like, how do we stop KO from getting that belt? And like, I think one of the biggest straws there that people still talk about now is the whole shit with the handcuffs. How is WWE gonna have another referee come out and start counting? This is all scripted shit. So they tell him to count, and then they tell him to stop. That's a big deal in a fucking wrestling match. You order a referee to count, and then you order him to stop. How stupid do you think your fans are? You don't want him to count because your golden boy's not getting up. That's the problem. You couldn't think of a logical way to protect Roman's championship, so you, the company, made it seem as if the company is really behind Roman, as if Roman didn't do it on his own. The first referee, that was suspect. The referee got really close, and then he got boinked into the thing and then got knocked out. That's perfectly fine because the character Roman Reigns would do that kind of stuff there. To position the referee there, shit happens. In other words, there, we can all buy that. The referee got too close there. It was kind of sandwiched in between stuff there, so the referee could have made a mistake in the heat of the battle. Perfectly fine. But the second referee coming out, and then he just stops counting. That makes it seem as if the higher ups didn't want Roman to lose, and KO had zero chance of winning that title, no matter no matter what happened. Let's just say, for example, another referee didn't come out, which would have been a lot cleaner. Another referee didn't come out, and then Paul Heyman took the time or whatever. KO still would have got screwed either way. So there you go. We got screwed either way. So the problem with Owen, so the problem with Reigns is the fact that he has no real legitimate threats for his title, and the fact that the company is constantly protecting him in mysterious ways. But they, especially this week on SmackDown, they didn't even acknowledge the second referee and how magically he stopped counting. They didn't even acknowledge that thing. They treated you, the fans, as if you're a moron. It's going to be like, hey, you know what? It didn't happen. And to WWE's credits, they can do that. They can 1,000,000,000% do that. They can literally trump it out and say and do anything, and it doesn't mean a damn thing. Because all that matters is that you watch. Not enjoy it, watch. Which is the easiest, laziest thing any company, media-wise, can hope for. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. It doesn't matter. As long as you watch, especially live, that's all that matters. The way I watch, I'm not tracked. I watch via an outside streaming service. It's not Hulu or any of the big names. It's something else. I'm outside the big. So I do watch, but I don't give them WWE any credit. On WWE's YouTube channel, I don't subscribe to WWE on YouTube. I don't respect WWE's game when it comes to giving fans what they want. I respect what Ring of Honor does, what Impact does, what what AEW does. I mean, like AEW did something kind of. I'm going off of the Roman Reigns thing to AEW now, but I can talk about AEW if you guys want, but you're probably not going to say anything. So, go back to Roman Reigns. Now, Roman Reigns, he's had his time to sell you on who he is. Now, going into WrestleMania, what is the biggest program for Roman Reigns going into WrestleMania? Who is the contender to potentially challenge for Roman Reigns in the next few months until WrestleMania? Now, if you think Edge, you're probably right because I'm 1 billion% sure the biggest thing they want right now for WrestleMania is to have the biggest opponent for Roman, and that's exactly what they want. You know that, and I know that. They want Roman to have the biggest opponent. Now, if you look at the SmackDown lineup there, unless you're going to magically push Big E to the moon, it's going to be Edge. No matter how much you want it to be Edge versus Finn Balor or Pete Dunne or Karrion Kross in NXT, it's not going to happen. It's all about Roman. It's all about Charlotte as well. It's all about Roman. And SmackDown right now has no legitimate strong challengers unless you want to pull Goldberg out of your ass and make us think that, oh, Goldberg's 2-loss streak there and going into there with Roman Reigns who doesn't lose and like the crown him, anoint him stuff there. No, it's going to be Edge at WrestleMania. Okay, it is. Okay, I want to see Finn Balor versus Edge. I want to see all those great NXT matches, but they don't want me to. However, if it was my company overall, I'll make that match happen. Not the next takeover, but the March. All March has a takeover. Maybe like a special. Maybe there could be a special. I would, at the minimum, have a maybe 3-way, maybe a 4-way, a special edition of NXT Balor versus Dunn versus Cross versus Edge, a 4-way dance. Maybe for the title, maybe even a ladder match. Edge ladder match. It could be a thing. With versus all those guys before WrestleMania. Before WrestleMania, not the week before because people get banged up, but like maybe like a month beforehand. Edge versus those 3 guys and a 4-way ladder match, just so Edge and NXT can get it out of their system, and then Edge can maybe win it, maybe you screw it out of the way somehow, and then he goes on to WrestleMania. But give fans something because the company wants Edge versus Roman and that promo, that storyline to go into WrestleMania. They can give us that one. But Raw, don't talk about Raw right now. Raw, Drew has his own issues over there. So Roman, he needs stronger opponents. And when Paulie was talking about that on Talking Smack and was trying to hype up Big E, I knew exactly what he was doing. And if you watched Talking Smack this past week, Big E said it out loud. He didn't say it the first time, about a month or 2 ago. He didn't say it the first time, but he said it. He said it this time that Big E knows he's bowing him up for Roman. He knows. It was obvious to me then, but Big E didn't say it. But he said it this week. So if you don't think they have big plans for Big E, they definitely have big plans for Big E. But it takes a little bit more time for him to be right. And even if for some miracle reason Big E were to get that shot, what would Big E be able to do that KO didn't do right now? What would he do? He would beat Roman's ass and then miracle win by Roman via some BS. Be the same thing. KO literally kicked Roman Reigns' ass, but the man stopped him from happening. Like the only way I can see Big E doing anything differently than any other than KO right now is if Big E's smarter than that one. Make it so Jay's banned and no handcuffs are allowed or whatever. Those are the main things that Roman loves to like harp on. None of that BS. I mean, like it's kind of hard to fight against a challenger like Roman Reigns when magic, outside forces, the company keeps on allowing BS rules to be allowed in matches with like no repercussions. I mean, Roman Reigns literally could be on the counts for like 20 counts, and the referee won't count it. Or like it'll be like a cage match, and the other guy will have legitimately touched the floor in the cage match, but the referees will like be looking somewhere else instead. They'll magic. Or like if Jay Uso's banned from ringside or whatever, another member of the Annoy family will interfere instead. Roman will just have some magic in there. This isn't like if it's hard to say to millennials now, but like back in the day, in the beginning parts of TNA, maybe second, third year, there was a heel. It's Ric Flair was a really good heel as well. William Regal was a really good heel as well. Where you pull your cheating device out of your ass, even though everybody knows it's there, you pull a new one out of your ass. And WWE doesn't do that kind of stuff, and be, they just don't do that. Back in the TNA days when Jeff Jarrett was the owner of the company, his gimmick was using a guitar for a instant KO on an enemy. If he hits with the guitar, you're done. Next. That's how it is. The referees knew that, and they found him with the hand in his cookie jar, and they took the guitar and handed it off to the back there. And when the referee's back is turned, low blow, whatever, or something like that one. Or if someone catches it, they'll take the guitar, destroy the guitar, and they'll have another guitar somewhere else. Or if that's destroyed, another guitar somewhere else as well. So like there's little creative things you can do with that kind of stuff. But Roman now, he just has magic, and that's the issue. So let me know what you think in the comments below. That's for now. Quack off.